Imagine waking up every day feeling weighed down, as if you're always reaching for happiness, but never quite grasping it. Does it feel like life is slipping away while you're stuck in a cycle of unrealized dreams and missed chances? Have you ever paused to think if you're spending your life distracted by worries instead of truly living? Picture this. You're in a park, enjoying a sunny day. But instead of savoring the moment, your mind is filled with stress about work or personal issues. You're there physically, but mentally, you're somewhere else. This is something many people experience. We often let life pass us by, tangled in thoughts and concerns that prevent us from fully enjoying the present moment. Welcome to Zen Teachings, where we delve into transforming our lives by applying simple yet powerful insights from Buddhism. In this video, we'll take you on a journey to reclaim your happiness and live more fully in the present. Let's start by exploring the key idea of living in the present. Buddhism teaches that our happiness is often blocked by being stuck in past regrets or future worries. We focus so much on what has happened or what could happen that we forget to value the present. The present moment is where life actually happens. It's where we can feel joy, peace, and contentment. Yet, many of us are so caught up in the past or future that we miss the beauty of what's happening right now. This disconnect from the present can lead to feelings of dissatisfaction and emptiness. In Buddhism, mindfulness is a key practice for living in the moment. Mindfulness means being fully aware of the present moment without getting distracted or passing judgment. It's about experiencing life as it is, not as we want it to be or fear it might become. When we practice mindfulness, we start noticing the small daily moments that bring us joy, whether it's enjoying a cup of coffee, having a conversation with a friend, or simply taking a deep breath. These moments can greatly improve our sense of well-being. However, many people struggle with mindfulness because their minds are constantly racing. They're worried about the future or ruminating on the past, which prevents them from fully engaging with the present. This constant mental chatter drains our energy and diminishes our ability to experience happiness. Buddhism offers various practices to help us become more mindful and present. Meditation is one such practice that trains our minds to focus on the present moment. Through meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. This helps us develop a greater sense of awareness and control over our mental processes. Another important aspect of Buddhism is the concept of non-attachment. We often cling to things, people, and outcomes, believing that they will bring us lasting happiness. However, Buddhism teaches that true contentment comes from letting go of these attachments and finding joy within ourselves. In the upcoming parts of this series, we'll delve deeper into these concepts and explore practical ways to incorporate them into your daily life. Our goal is to help you understand how to live more fully in the present, free from the burdens of past regrets and future anxieties. Stay tuned as we embark on this journey together. Remember, by embracing the present moment, you can transform your life and experience a deeper, more meaningful sense of happiness. Thank you for joining us on Zen Teachings. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel for more insights and guidance. Lesson 1. The Illusion of Eternal Happiness. Imagine walking into a room filled with bright, shimmering lights. At first, everything looks stunning, but as you stay longer, the lights start to flicker and lose their charm. This is similar to how we chase after eternal happiness. We think that if we just get that perfect job, the ideal relationship, or the biggest house, we'll be happy forever. But this is an illusion, much like those flickering lights. In our busy lives, we often fall into the trap of believing that happiness is something we can acquire permanently. We're told that happiness comes from external things, a shiny new car, a luxurious vacation, or the latest gadget. But once the excitement of these things fades, we're left searching for the next big thing to bring us joy. This cycle never seems to end. Buddhism teaches us that chasing eternal happiness through material possessions or achievements is a never-ending pursuit. This is because true happiness isn't found in things or experiences, but in understanding and accepting the nature of our own mind and emotions. Just like the lights that eventually lose their brilliance, external sources of happiness are fleeting. Consider this simple example. Think of a time when you were really excited about a new phone or gadget. Initially, it felt amazing, but after a while, it became just another object you use daily. The initial thrill wore off, and you found yourself wanting something new to bring back that feeling of excitement. This is how temporary happiness works. It's like a wave that rises and falls, never staying at its peak forever. Welcome again to Zen Teachings. If you're enjoying this exploration into understanding happiness through the lens of Buddhism, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue bringing insightful content your way. So, what is the path to finding lasting joy? Buddhism guides us to look inward rather than outward. True contentment comes from developing a deep understanding of ourselves and cultivating a mindset that isn't dependent on external factors. It's about finding peace within ourselves and learning to appreciate the present moment just as it is, without always seeking something more. Let go of the illusion of eternal happiness, and you will begin to see that real joy comes from accepting the natural flow of life. We learn to enjoy the simple, everyday moments and find contentment in our own being. This shift in perspective helps us appreciate what we have, rather than constantly striving for something that might never fully satisfy us. The practice of mindfulness is key here. By being present and fully engaged in our daily activities, we can find happiness in the here and now instead of waiting for future events or achievements to bring us joy. We start to see that happiness can be experienced in every moment of our lives. This doesn't mean that we stop pursuing goals or dreams, but rather that we find contentment and peace in the journey, rather than in a distant destination. In Buddhism, this understanding is crucial for achieving lasting happiness. We learn to embrace the impermanent nature of life and find satisfaction in the present moment. By doing so, we break free from the endless cycle of seeking happiness through external means and start to cultivate a deeper, more enduring sense of joy. Remember, the pursuit of eternal happiness through external means is like chasing after a mirage. It may seem attainable at first, but as we get closer, it moves further away. Instead, Buddhism encourages us to shift our focus inward and find true contentment within ourselves. This is where lasting happiness truly resides. As you continue on this journey of understanding, keep in mind that true happiness is not something you can find outside yourself. It's an inner state of being that comes from acceptance, mindfulness, and a deep connection with the present moment. Embrace this perspective, and you'll find that the illusion of eternal happiness starts to fade, revealing a more genuine and lasting joy. Lesson 2. Finding joy in simplicity. Have you ever noticed how the simplest things often bring the most joy? Think about a beautiful sunset, a warm cup of tea, or a gentle breeze. These moments don't cost anything and don't require any special preparation, yet they fill us with a deep sense of happiness. In this segment, we'll explore how finding joy in simplicity can lead us to a more fulfilling and peaceful life. According to Buddhist teachings, imagine waking up early in the morning, the world still quiet and fresh. As you step outside, you see the first rays of sunlight touching the trees, making the leaves sparkle. This simple moment of connection with nature can be incredibly uplifting. You don't need anything grand or extravagant to experience this joy. It's about being present and appreciating the small, everyday wonders around you. In Buddhism, simplicity is not about living a minimalistic lifestyle or giving up all possessions. It's more about cultivating an attitude of simplicity within our minds and hearts. By focusing on what truly matters and letting go of unnecessary distractions, we can find a deeper, more lasting happiness. It's like clearing away clutter from a room to make space for what's truly valuable. Consider the story of a Zen master who lived a life of profound simplicity. He had only a few belongings, but his heart was rich with contentment. He found joy in each moment, whether it was tending to his garden, drinking tea, or simply sitting in meditation. His happiness didn't come from accumulating wealth or possessions, but from appreciating the present moment and finding peace in the ordinary. Finding joy in simplicity involves shifting our perspective. Instead of always striving for more, we can learn to appreciate what we already have. This might mean taking a few moments each day to pause and enjoy the small things, the warmth of the sun on your face, the taste of your favorite food, or the sound of laughter with loved ones. These are the moments that, when noticed and savored, can bring us deep satisfaction. Buddhism teaches that our desires and attachments often lead to suffering. We might think that having more will make us happier, but this is a misunderstanding. True joy comes from within, from recognizing the beauty and value in simplicity. By focusing on the present moment and appreciating what we have, we reduce our dependence on external factors for happiness. In our busy lives, it's easy to fall into the trap of always wanting more. This endless chase can be draining and leave us feeling frustrated. But by embracing simplicity, we can break out of this cycle. It's about being content with less and appreciating the simple joys life offers. This change in mindset can bring a peace and fulfillment that often gets lost when we constantly chase after material things. One practical way to embrace simplicity is through mindfulness. By paying attention to our thoughts and feelings, we become more aware of what truly makes us happy. Mindfulness keeps us grounded in the present moment, allowing us to fully enjoy it without being distracted by desires or worries. It's a powerful way to find happiness right where we are. Another part of simplicity is letting go of unnecessary worries and stresses. Often, we weigh ourselves down with concerns we can't control. By focusing on what we can change and accepting what we can't, we free ourselves from needless suffering. This acceptance lets us enjoy the present and live a calmer life. As we explore simplicity further, it's important to remember that this journey is unique to each person. What brings joy to one may not bring joy to another. The key is to discover what resonates with you and to nurture an appreciation for the small, simple things in life. Finding joy in simplicity is a practice that can change our lives. It's about shifting our focus from outside achievements to inner contentment. By embracing simplicity, we allow ourselves to experience a deeper, more lasting happiness that is always available. In every moment, it's a wonderful way to live, bringing peace and joy from within. Lesson 3. Breaking free from attachments. Imagine a beautiful flower in a garden. Its petals are vibrant and inviting, but if you hold on to it too tightly, it will wither and break. Just like that flower, our attachments to people, things, and even our own desires can cause us suffering and prevent us from experiencing true happiness. We often find ourselves clinging to what we think will bring us joy, whether it's a new gadget, a dream job, or a relationship. But what if I told you that true contentment comes from letting go of these attachments. It may sound counterintuitive, but this is a key teaching in Buddhism. So, what are attachments? Attachments are emotional bonds we form with things, people, or outcomes. They are a way of seeking happiness or fulfillment. For example, you might be attached to the idea of getting a promotion at work. While this goal is not inherently bad, the attachment to it can cause anxiety and stress, especially if you don't achieve it. Buddhism teaches us that attachments are like chains that bind us to the cycle of desire and dissatisfaction. The more we cling to something, the more we set ourselves up for disappointment when we don't get what we want or when we lose what we have. This inevitably leads to suffering. Why is letting go so important? Letting go doesn't mean giving up on our dreams or desires. It means freeing ourselves from the emotional dependence we have on them. When we let go, we open ourselves up to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. We start to appreciate what we have rather than always seeking more. Imagine a river flowing smoothly. It doesn't cling to the rocks it passes. It simply flows around them. Similarly, when we let go of attachments, we flow with life rather than struggling against it. How can we practice letting go? Start by recognizing your attachments. What are the things, people, or outcomes that you cling to? Reflect on how these attachments affect your happiness. For instance, if you find yourself constantly worrying about a relationship, ask yourself if this worry is causing you more pain than joy. Once you've identified your attachments, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is about being present and aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you notice yourself becoming attached to something, gently remind yourself that true happiness comes from within, not from external possessions or outcomes. Let's say you're attached to a specific outcome for a project at work. You've invested a lot of time and energy into it, and you're anxious about the results. Instead of letting this attachment control your emotions, practice letting go. Focus on doing your best and accept that the outcome is beyond your control. By letting go, you'll find that you can approach the project with a clearer mind and less stress. You might still care about the results, but your happiness won't depend on it. The benefits of letting go. When you free yourself from attachments, you'll find that life becomes more enjoyable. You'll experience less stress and more joy in the present moment. You'll also become more resilient in the face of challenges. Instead of being devastated by setbacks, you'll be able to adapt and find new paths to happiness. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring or striving. It means you're no longer controlled by your desires and fears. You become more at peace with yourself and your surroundings. In conclusion, breaking free from attachments is a powerful way to enhance your happiness and well-being. It's a practice that requires patience and self-awareness, but the rewards are immense. By learning to let go, you open yourself up to a more fulfilling and peaceful life. Remember, like the river, flow with life rather than clinging to what you cannot control. Lesson 4. The Art of Mindful Living. Have you ever found yourself rushing through life, only to look back and realize how quickly time has passed? Imagine living each day with a sense of calm and purpose, where every moment feels meaningful. This is the essence of mindful living, a practice that brings profound peace and clarity. What is mindful living? Mindful living is about being fully present in each moment. It means paying attention to what's happening right now without letting your mind wander into the past or future. It's like savoring every bite of a delicious meal rather than eating mindlessly. When you live mindfully, you experience life more vividly and appreciate the simple joys that often go unnoticed. Why is mindfulness important? In our busy lives, we often get caught up in our thoughts and worries. We might be planning the future, regretting the past, or stressing over daily tasks. This constant mental chatter can make us feel disconnected from our lives. Mindfulness helps to break this cycle by bringing our focus back to the present moment, allowing us to enjoy life as it unfolds. How does mindfulness transform us? Mindfulness can transform our lives in many ways. It helps reduce stress, improve concentration, and enhance emotional well-being. When we are mindful, we become more aware of our thoughts and feelings, which allows us to respond more thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This leads to better relationships and a greater sense of inner peace. Starting your mindful journey. Getting started with mindfulness doesn't require any special tools or skills. It begins with simple practices that you can incorporate into your daily routine. For instance, try taking a few deep breaths and focusing on the sensation of your breath entering and leaving your body. This simple exercise can help ground you in the present moment. Another practice is mindful eating. Instead of eating while distracted, take time to really taste and enjoy your food. Notice the flavors, textures, and aromas. This not only enhances your eating experience, but also helps you become more aware of your body's hunger and fullness signals. Everyday activities. You can practice mindfulness during any activity, whether you're walking, washing dishes, or even having a conversation. Bring your full attention to what you're doing. Notice the details of your surroundings, the sensations in your body, and the feelings that arise. This practice helps you stay connected to the present moment, no matter what you're doing. Overcoming challenges in mindfulness. It's normal to encounter challenges when you first start practicing mindfulness. Your mind may wander, or you might find it difficult to stay focused. Be patient with yourself. The goal is not to achieve perfection, but to gently bring your attention back to the present whenever you notice it drifting. The role of meditation. Meditation is a powerful tool for developing mindfulness. Regular meditation practice helps train your mind to stay focused and present. Start with just a few minutes each day and gradually increase the time as you become more comfortable. Find a quiet space, sit comfortably, and focus on your breath or a simple mantra. Meditation can help you cultivate a deeper sense of awareness and inner calm. Integrating mindfulness into daily life. Mindfulness is not just for meditation, it's a way of life. Look for opportunities to practice mindfulness throughout your day. When you're driving, pay attention to the sensation of the steering wheel and the sounds around you. When you're with loved ones, listen to them fully and without distraction. These moments of mindfulness can make a big difference in how you experience your life. The benefits of a mindful life. Living mindfully brings many benefits. It can help you manage stress more effectively, improve your mental clarity, and enhance your overall well-being. Mindfulness fosters a deeper connection with yourself and others, making your interactions more meaningful and fulfilling. As you practice mindfulness, you'll likely find that you feel more content and at peace. A mindful approach to challenges. When facing difficulties, mindfulness can help you approach challenges with a calm and clear mind. Instead of reacting impulsively or becoming overwhelmed, mindfulness allows you to pause and choose how to respond. This thoughtful approach can help you navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease and resilience. Cultivating a mindful mindset. To cultivate a mindful mindset, start by setting aside time each day for mindfulness practices. Be consistent and gentle with yourself as you develop this habit. Over time, mindfulness will become a natural part of your life, helping you to live with greater awareness and appreciation. Embracing the journey. Mindful living is a journey, not a destination. It's about continually learning and growing as you practice being present in each moment. Embrace the process with an open heart and a sense of curiosity. Each step you take toward mindfulness brings you closer to a more fulfilling and joyful life. The art of mindful living invites you to experience life fully and deeply. By focusing on the present moment and incorporating mindfulness into your daily routine, you can transform your life in meaningful ways. Embrace the practice of mindfulness and discover the beauty and richness that each moment has to offer. Lesson 5. Overcoming the desires that bind us. Imagine you're in a beautiful garden surrounded by fragrant flowers and vibrant colors. The garden is perfect, but there's one catch. A large, heavy stone is chained to your ankle. The stone drags you down, making it hard to enjoy the beauty around you. This stone represents our desires, the things we crave and think we need to be happy. But what if I told you that by understanding and overcoming these desires, you could lift that stone and truly experience the joy of the garden? In our busy lives, we often chase after things we think will make us happy. New gadgets, more money, better status. But no matter how much we get, it rarely feels like enough. Buddhism teaches us that these desires or cravings are like that heavy stone. They weigh us down and prevent us from experiencing true contentment. We think that satisfying our desires will bring us lasting happiness, but it often leads to more wanting and more dissatisfaction. Think of a time when you bought something you really wanted, maybe a new phone or a stylish outfit. At first it felt great. You were excited and happy. But after a while, the excitement faded, and you were looking for the next thing to satisfy you. This cycle of desire and disappointment is a common experience. Buddhism calls this the cycle of craving and suffering. The more we chase after these fleeting pleasures, the more we become trapped in a cycle of never-ending desire. The Buddha taught that desires are one of the main sources of suffering. When we desire something, we set ourselves up for disappointment because we're attaching our happiness to something external. What happens when we don't get what we want? We feel frustration, sadness, or even anger. And even when we do get what we want, the joy is often short-lived. This is because true happiness comes from within, not from external possessions or achievements. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is to let go of these desires and attachments. This doesn't mean we should stop wanting things altogether. It means we should recognize that our happiness doesn't depend on them. By practicing mindfulness and self-awareness, we can start to understand the difference between genuine needs and fleeting wants. When we let go of our attachment to desires, we make room for a deeper, more lasting sense of peace and contentment. Observing your desires. Observe your desires. Ask yourself why you want this thing. Is it because you think it will make you happy, or is it because you genuinely need it? Often, just the act of questioning your desires can help you see them more clearly and diminish their hold over you. Another helpful practice is to cultivate gratitude for what you already have. When we focus on the positive aspects of our lives, we shift our attention away from what we lack. This shift in perspective can help reduce the power of our desires and make us more content with the present moment. Buddhism also emphasizes the importance of understanding impermanence. Everything in life is constantly changing, including our desires. What we want today may not be as important tomorrow. By recognizing the impermanent nature of our cravings, we can learn to let go of them more easily and find joy in the here and now. A gradual process. As we work on overcoming our desires, it's important to remember that this is a gradual process. It takes time and patience. Be gentle with yourself and practice self-compassion as you navigate this journey. Each small step you take toward letting go of attachments brings you closer to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Desires can be like a heavy stone, dragging us down and preventing us from enjoying the beauty of life. By understanding the nature of our cravings and practicing mindfulness, gratitude, and acceptance of impermanence, we can start to lift this stone and experience true happiness. Remember, happiness comes from within, not from the things we accumulate or the achievements we reach. Embrace this wisdom, and you'll find yourself living a more joyful and liberated life. Lesson 6. Embracing change and impermanence. Life is like a river always flowing and never the same from one moment to the next. Just as a river changes its course and shape with every twist and turn, our lives are in constant flux. Understanding and accepting this truth is key to finding peace and happiness. Imagine you're holding a delicate flower in your hand. At first it's vibrant and full of life, but as time passes, it starts to wilt and fade. This change is natural and inevitable. Instead of clinging to the flower's initial beauty, we learn to appreciate the moment it's in. The same goes for our lives. Everything, including our emotions, relationships, and circumstances, is subject to change. You might have noticed that sometimes when things don't go as planned, it feels like the end of the world. But in reality, change is a part of life. It's not something to fear, it's something to embrace. The more we resist change, the more we suffer. By accepting change, we allow ourselves to adapt and grow. The essence of impermanence. Think of a time when you were facing a difficult situation. At first, it might have seemed overwhelming and never-ending, but eventually it passed, and you found yourself on the other side, stronger and wiser. This is the essence of impermanence. What feels permanent today will eventually change, and in that change, there is an opportunity for growth and renewal. Buddhism teaches us that everything is impermanent. This doesn't mean we should be indifferent or detached. Rather, we should learn to flow with life's changes. When we hold on to things too tightly, we create suffering for ourselves. By letting go and accepting the natural flow of life, we find peace and contentment. Practicing mindfulness. One of the key practices in Buddhism for embracing impermanence is mindfulness. Being mindful means being fully present in each moment without clinging to the past or worrying about the future. When we practice mindfulness, we learn to appreciate each moment as it is, without trying to hold on to it. Let's say you're experiencing a moment of joy. Instead of trying to freeze that moment in time, enjoy it fully and let it flow naturally when it passes. As it inevitably will, remember that another moment of joy will come. Life's beauty lies in its constant change and movement. The transience of emotions. It's also important to recognize that our emotions are transient. When we're angry or sad, it can feel like these emotions will last forever. But just like everything else, they will change. By acknowledging this, we can let go of our attachment to these feelings and allow ourselves to move through them with grace. Embracing impermanence also means letting go of rigid expectations. When we hold on to specific outcomes or plans, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Instead, be open to the unexpected twists and turns that life brings. This openness allows us to adapt and find joy in new and unforeseen experiences. The changing seasons. Consider the changing seasons. Each season has its unique beauty, and none of them lasts forever. Summer turns to fall, fall turns to winter, and winter turns to spring. Each transition is a reminder of the natural cycle of change. Similarly, our lives go through various seasons, each offering its own lessons and opportunities. In Buddhism, The practice of meditation helps us deeply understand and accept impermanence. Through meditation, we observe our thoughts and feelings without attachment. We see them arise and pass away, teaching us that nothing lasts forever. This insight helps us live more fully and peacefully. Letting go of control. Letting go of our need for control is another important aspect of embracing change. When we try to control every aspect of our lives, we create unnecessary stress and anxiety. By trusting in the natural flow of life, we allow ourselves to experience a greater sense of freedom and ease. It's helpful to remind ourselves that change brings growth. Just as a tree grows stronger by adapting to the changing seasons, we too grow stronger by embracing life's changes. Changes and opportunities. Each change presents a new opportunity for learning and personal development. When faced with challenges or setbacks, remember that they are temporary. By maintaining a perspective of impermanence, we can approach difficulties with curiosity and resilience, knowing they will eventually pass and make way for new experiences. Finally, embracing impermanence invites us to live more fully in the present moment. When we let go of our attachment to the past and our anxiety about the future, we can truly enjoy the here and now. This presence brings us a deep sense of joy and satisfaction. As you go through your day, remember that change is a natural part of life. Embrace it with an open heart and mind. By doing so, you'll find yourself more adaptable, resilient, and at peace with the flow of life. Lesson 7. Cultivating compassion and kindness. At the heart of every human lies a seed of compassion waiting to blossom. Imagine walking through a crowded street and seeing someone struggling with heavy bags. Without thinking, you rush over to help. The smile on their face and the warmth in your heart create a moment of genuine connection. This simple act of kindness not only uplifts the other person, but also brings joy to yourself. Compassion and kindness are like sunshine that helps the flowers of happiness bloom. In Buddhism, compassion is more than just a feeling. It's an action. It involves being genuinely concerned for the well-being of others and acting to alleviate their suffering. This doesn't mean you need to move mountains or perform grand gestures. Sometimes it's the small, everyday acts of kindness that make the biggest difference. Consider the story of a monk who, despite having little himself, always offered a portion of his meal to anyone in need. He understood that true happiness comes from giving, not just receiving. His actions weren't driven by a desire for praise or recognition, but by a deep-seated understanding that compassion enriches the soul. This is the essence of cultivating compassion and kindness in our lives. Fostering connection. When we practice compassion, we begin to see beyond our own struggles and connect with the shared human experience. This connection fosters a sense of unity and understanding. Buddhism teaches us that by helping others, we also help ourselves. The joy we experience from acts of kindness creates a ripple effect, spreading positivity and warmth to those around us. Cultivating compassion doesn't require a special skill. It's about nurturing a mindset. Start with small gestures. Smile at a stranger, lend a listening ear, or offer a kind word. These seemingly minor acts build a habit of kindness that becomes second nature. Over time, you'll find that your heart opens more and your connections with others deepen. Think of compassion as a muscle that strengthens with use. The more you practice it, the more natural it becomes. In Buddhism, there is a concept called metta, or loving-kindness meditation. This practice involves silently repeating phrases like, "May you be happy," and "May you be healthy" towards yourself and others. It's a way to cultivate a genuine wish for others' well-being and happiness. Expanding compassion. Remember, compassion is not limited to people you know or like. It extends to everyone, including those who may have hurt you. Holding on to grudges or resentment only burdens your heart. By practicing compassion towards those who have wronged you, you free yourself from the chains of anger and bitterness. One of the most profound aspects of compassion is that it teaches us to be present. When you are truly compassionate, you listen with your whole heart, fully engaging with the moment. This presence allows you to understand others' needs and respond with empathy, providing a powerful way to connect deeply with those around you. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to become wrapped up in our own concerns and forget about the needs of others. However, even a brief moment of kindness can have a lasting impact. Whether it's helping a neighbor, supporting a friend, or even being kind to yourself, every act of compassion contributes to a more harmonious world. The nature of suffering Buddhism encourages us to practice karuna, a Sanskrit term for compassion. It's a quality that arises naturally when we recognize our interconnectedness. By understanding that everyone experiences pain and joy, we can approach others with empathy and kindness. This awareness helps dissolve the barriers that separate us and fosters a sense of shared humanity. Ultimately, cultivating compassion and kindness isn't about achieving a specific goal or reaching a particular state. It's about embodying these qualities in our daily lives and interactions. When we embrace compassion, we create a ripple effect that enhances not only our own lives, but also the lives of those around us. The practice of compassion also involves self-compassion. It's important to be kind to ourselves and acknowledge our own struggles. When we treat ourselves with compassion, we are better equipped to extend that same kindness to others. It's a balance of giving and receiving love, nurturing our well-being. As you move through your day, take moments to pause and reflect on how you can infuse kindness into your interactions. Whether it's a smile, a helping hand, or a kind word, these small actions contribute to a more compassionate world. By making compassion a priority, you're not only enhancing your own life, but also contributing to the greater good. Understanding the nature of suffering. In Buddhism, suffering is not limited to physical pain. It also encompasses emotional and mental struggles. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from how we react to the world around us. We suffer because we cling to things that are temporary, such as our hopes, dreams, and even our relationships. When things don't go as planned or when we lose something we value, we experience pain. So, why does suffering happen? According to Buddhist teachings, suffering is caused by our attachments and desires. We often seek happiness in external things, wealth, success, or approval from others, but these pursuits are fleeting. They come and go, and when they leave us, we are left with a sense of loss and suffering. To understand suffering, we must first recognize that it is a natural part of life. The Buddha referred to this as dukkha, a term that covers a range of suffering from simple dissatisfaction to deep anguish. This recognition doesn't mean life is solely about suffering. Rather, it acknowledges that suffering exists alongside our moments of joy and peace. By accepting this, we can begin to change our relationship with suffering. Transforming suffering. How can we transform suffering? The Buddha taught that by changing our attachments and desires, we can reduce our suffering. This doesn't mean we stop wanting things or caring about people. Instead, we learn to enjoy them without clinging too tightly. We understand that change is inevitable and adapt to it with grace. This practice is known as non-attachment. Consider a favorite toy from your childhood. You loved it dearly, but as you grew older, you outgrew it. If you cling to that toy, you might feel sadness or nostalgia. However, if you recognize that the toy was part of your past and appreciate the joy it brought you, you can let go without sorrow. Similarly, in life, when we learn to release our attachments and accept change, we find peace and reduce our suffering. By understanding and accepting the nature of suffering, we can begin to live more freely and happily. We realize that suffering is not something to be feared or avoided, but something to be understood and transformed. This understanding allows us to live more fully in the present moment, appreciating the beauty and joy around us without being overwhelmed by our desires and fears. The journey ahead. Thank you for joining me on this part of our journey. Remember, suffering is a part of life, but it doesn't have to define us. By understanding its nature and learning to navigate it with wisdom, we can lead a happier, more fulfilled life. If you found this exploration insightful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel, Zen Teachings, to continue this journey with us. Your support helps us bring more wisdom and insights to you. Understanding negative emotions. Negative emotions often arise from unmet desires or attachments. For instance, if you feel frustrated because a project didn't go as planned, it might be due to an attachment to a specific outcome. By understanding this, you can begin to let go of rigid expectations and approach situations with a more flexible mindset. Buddhism teaches that every emotion has a lesson. When we face anger, for instance, it can reveal areas where we need to cultivate patience or assertiveness. Instead of letting anger drive us toward conflict, we can use it as a signal to address underlying issues and find peaceful resolutions. Transforming negative energy. Another powerful technique is to transform negative energy into compassion. When you're feeling hurt or angry, try to shift your focus toward empathy for others who might be in similar situations. This shift in perspective can help diffuse negative emotions and encourage you to act with kindness and understanding. Meditation is also a valuable tool in this process. Regular practice helps us become more aware of our emotional states and teaches us to observe them without becoming entangled. Through meditation, we cultivate a calm mind, making it easier to channel negative emotions into positive actions. When you find yourself stuck in negative thinking, redirect your energy toward activities that bring you joy and fulfillment, whether it's helping someone in need, engaging in a creative project, or simply spending time in nature. These actions can transform your emotional state and enhance your overall well-being. The practice of transformation. Remember, transforming negative emotions is a practice, not a perfect science. It requires patience and persistence. Be gentle with yourself as you learn to navigate and transform these emotions. Every step you take toward understanding and channeling your feelings is a step toward a more balanced and fulfilling life. In Buddhism, there's a concept called right effort, which involves making a conscious effort to cultivate positive mental states and reduce negative ones. This practice is about actively working to transform negativity into positivity through mindful actions and intentions. So, the next time you face negative emotions, remember that you have the power to turn them into opportunities for growth. By applying the principles of Buddhism, you can transform these emotions into actions that not only enhance your life, but also positively impact those around you. As you continue to explore these practices, keep in mind that transforming negative emotions is a journey. Each step you take in understanding and redirecting these feelings is a step toward a more harmonious and fulfilling existence. Embrace this journey with an open heart, allowing your negative emotions to become a source of positive change. The essence of true fulfillment. Imagine waking up every day with a sense of peace and contentment, no matter the challenges that come your way. This is the essence of living a life of true fulfillment. In Buddhism, true fulfillment isn't about accumulating wealth or achieving status. Instead, it is about finding inner contentment and joy in every moment. The importance of awareness. True fulfillment begins with awareness. It starts with being fully present in each moment and appreciating the simple things in life. Think about how often we get caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. True fulfillment means letting go of these distractions and embracing the present. When we focus on the here and now, we can experience life more deeply and fully. The role of acceptance. Acceptance is another key to true fulfillment. It involves accepting ourselves as we are and accepting the world as it is, without trying to control or change everything. This doesn't mean giving up on personal growth or improvement. Rather, it allows us to find peace in the present moment, regardless of what is happening around us. Cultivating gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool for achieving true fulfillment. When we take the time to appreciate what we have, rather than focusing on what we lack, we shift our perspective. Gratitude helps us recognize the abundance in our lives and brings a sense of joy and satisfaction. Practice gratitude by reflecting on the positive aspects of your life and expressing thanks for even the small things. The importance of compassion. Compassion is essential for a fulfilling life. It involves caring for others and showing kindness without expecting anything in return. When we act with compassion, we not only help others, but we also enrich our own lives. Compassion connects us to others and fosters a sense of belonging and purpose, allowing us to extend our sense of fulfillment beyond ourselves and make a positive impact on the world. Finding joy in everyday activities. True fulfillment often arises from the joy we find in everyday activities. Whether it's enjoying a meal, taking a walk, or spending time with loved ones, these simple moments can bring great happiness. It's about savoring these experiences and finding contentment in life's small pleasures. When we learn to appreciate and enjoy these moments, we discover a deeper sense of fulfillment. The practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness helps us stay grounded and focused in the present. It involves paying attention to our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. Mindfulness allows us to become more aware of our experiences and reactions, enabling us to respond to life's challenges with calmness and clarity. By practicing mindfulness regularly, we can cultivate a sense of peace and fulfillment in our daily lives. Living with purpose. Living a life of true fulfillment also involves having a sense of purpose. This doesn't mean finding a grand mission or making a significant impact, but rather identifying what brings you joy and meaning. When we align our actions with our values and passions, we create a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Reflect on what truly matters to you and seek ways to incorporate these values into your daily life. The role of letting go. Letting go is a crucial aspect of finding true fulfillment. It involves releasing attachments to outcomes, possessions, and expectations. When we let go of our need to control and possess, we free ourselves from stress and disappointment. Letting go allows us to embrace life as it is and find peace in the present moment. It is a practice of trust and surrender that opens the door to deeper fulfillment. Embracing change is a constant in life, and embracing it is key to living a fulfilling life. Instead of resisting change, which can lead to frustration and unhappiness, we can learn to adapt and flow with life's transitions. Embracing change allows us to grow and evolve, helping us find fulfillment in the journey rather than clinging to a specific outcome. Creating a balanced life. A balanced life is one where we pay attention to all aspects of our well-being, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Balance involves managing our time and energy in a way that supports our overall happiness and fulfillment. It's about finding harmony between work, relationships, self-care, and personal growth. By creating balance, we can lead a more satisfying and fulfilling life. The importance of connection. Fulfillment often stems from our connections with others. Building meaningful relationships and nurturing these bonds can bring immense joy and satisfaction. Whether it's with family, friends, or the community, cultivating positive and supportive connections enriches our lives. True fulfillment is not just about taking care of ourselves. It also involves forming deep connections with those around us. Conclusion. The path to true fulfillment. Living a life of true fulfillment means finding joy and contentment in the present, accepting ourselves and the world as they are, and embracing simplicity and gratitude. It's about practicing mindfulness, acting with kindness, and finding purpose in our everyday actions. By releasing attachments and welcoming change, we can create a balanced and fulfilling life. Fulfillment isn't a destination, it's a way of living, an ongoing practice of awareness, acceptance, and joy. Thank you for joining us on this journey to uncover the path to true fulfillment. We hope these insights have offered valuable guidance and inspiration for your life. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and share it with others who might benefit from these teachings. Don't forget to subscribe to Zen Teachings for more content on finding peace, joy, and fulfillment in life.